Hello and welcome. My name is Matteo Große-Kampmann and I am here today to talk about the envisioning of a secure and private 6G-enabled cognitive personal informatics landscape. Basically, we have currently three developments that lead to our idea that we need secure and private cognitive personal informatics. The first one is that we have 6G coming on the horizon and tactile internet. So an internet or applications where we can touch and really interact with certain components. The second thing is that we have advancements in CPI technologies such as not mind reading but reading silent language in our heads and so on and so forth. The third development that we see is that we have healthcare that evolves and offers things like telemedicine, mobile health already, and is looking for the next big thing, or is looking for innovation where cognitive personal informatics might play a role. So this leads us to a road where we will see participatory modern healthcare with CPI devices, CPI-enabled devices. And this will, while it will definitely have chances for the healthcare sector, for the CPI development, it will also have privacy and security issues. And this is mainly what we will talk about today. And there's also the threat that these security and privacy issues also lead to a rise in digital authoritarianism. And this is something that we should avoid. I mean, we are already in the era of digital capitalism, but we should not further invoke digital authoritarianism while developing modern applications like cognitive personal informatics. So if we look at the current threat landscape for healthcare in general, we already see more attacks and an increased number of attacks. We have ransomware attacks, we have extortion attacks, we have attacks within the hospital networks that are rising and rising, on different levels of devices. And we will in the future have more complex attacks due to the real-timeness of systems and 6G that also introduces new challenges to these hospital or healthcare environments and networks. This will probably lead to disruptions that may have unforeseen consequences. We already had this in Germany, where the impact of a ransomware attack was a patient that was moved from one hospital to another who allegedly died in the process of transferring from one hospital to the other. So an event or an incident in our information technology can have real consequences in terms of life and death. And we should try to mitigate this, and therefore we must really understand what threats are out there if we start to also use cognitive personal informatics. On the other hand, we have new applications and risks, which are basically two sides of the same coin. And we need to, for example, be careful with reward systems in health insurances, because they will then surveil us day by day, and they will also surveil our thoughts. And we already see this when we look at studies currently, that people that change their behavior to a more healthy behavior, if the financial incentive is gone, they will not continue to follow this pattern of healthy behavior. And the intrusiveness of scanning, for example, or monitoring brain waves or brain activity and deducting internal states out of this will probably lead to more and more challenges of this kind. So if we consider what this means, the current legislation is also not robust enough. I mean, we in Europe we have the GDPR, which is sort of like the forefront of privacy protection in worldwide. However, there are still loopholes in the GDPR. For example, consent withdrawal. Yeah, if I give my consent that, for example, cognitive data is allowed to be processed, I need to withdraw that consent in an instance, and this will be a challenge in the future. Furthermore, we need clear and concise consent mechanisms so that users understand who they give their data to and why they give the data to these users. We furthermore must prevent unfair treatment. I already discussed reward systems of health insurers. Yeah, but if we deploy cognitive personal informatics on a global scale, we must make sure that it's available for all users, so everyone has the fair chance of getting treated with the best possible medical support. And furthermore, the doctors, the nurses in the hospitals, they must be trained on these modern devices as well. So we need to take care of that. So when we develop technology, we must take care that we include patients, care workers, doctors into the development of these new applications and new devices. Otherwise, we will have, another challenge that we will face is that we will have unintended consequences, like exacerbation of our health and of the data that we send to different data analysts, and we will have stigmatization of sickness probably. So we should definitely take care of that. So to conclude, we need regulatory adoption that takes care of these rising challenges. We need stakeholder collaboration, not just among computer scientists, but also among medical personnel, among social scientists, and everyone who is involved in such an important topic. We need funding and research in this area so that we can develop mechanisms that are usable, secure, and treat the patient in the best way possible. And then we should find international standards and compliances so that we are building these systems on an international scale and not protect privacy in one part of the world and in the other we are undermining it on a level like never before. Thank you for your attention. I am really happy to have talked here, and yeah, I will look forward to see you all in the future. Bye bye.